Clap, clap. Cool. Okay. Hello. Hello, pod listeners. This is an unorthodox CEO. No, well, it's me. Today we've got episode 13. Yes, installment 13. And this is really special. If you are watching on the tube of the YouTube, you will notice something. We're not in the room. Look, we're in a shop. Yes, we've gone on tour. Yes, that's the word. We've gone on tour. We're on tour, and we are currently live in our Bexhill showroom, and I am joined. Oh, I've got to do that a bit in a minute, haven't I? Anyway, you'll see we'll see that we're in a different location. So, yeah, if you're listening, maybe you want to check it out on YouTube. Yeah. And before you go any further, don't forget you need to subscribe. Otherwise, you might miss an episode, and you wouldn't want to miss an episode, would you? So follow us, rate us across all platforms. And I have an announcement. We need a drum roll. That sounded more like a rattlesnake. Drum roll, because I can now announce we have 102 followers. Woo! Thank you, everyone. Thank you, followers. That's incredible. So, as I said, we are in our Bexhill showroom. I say live. Well, it's live when we're recording, but you'll probably listen to it a little while longer, so it's not live to you, but it's live as we're recording it. We're in Bexhill showroom, and I'm joined by my auntie Lynn.
Hello.
And John's wife, Julie.
Hi.
Yes. So we've come to the front line of the business, and this is two of our family members who work on the front line serving and selling to our customers, our wonderful customers. So it's a very different perspective to what we've done so far with all of the other family members, which are generally back in the back office of the business. So welcome, Lynn and Julie. And welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
As you can tell, they really want to be sitting here with me. Lynn has been doing her utmost to disappear for the last hour and a half. But thankfully she's here. So Lynn is my dad, my auntie, but my dad's sister.
That's right, I am.
You are. So I think we need to begin with... what was Dad like when he was younger?
Annoying.
Tell us more.
Yeah. Especially with spiders.
Yeah.
Slow worms. Anything like that. If he found out that you were frightened of something, he would go out of his way to find it.
Yeah.
And then chase us around the house with it.
Yeah. He hasn't changed.
He hasn't changed.
No,
He's
not at
still
all.
the same.
Yes. Yeah.
Untidy as well.
Yes,
His bedroom was very untidy, whereas, very untidy. And he used to share a bedroom with my brother Robert.
Yeah.
Robert was like clothes all set out, whereas John was just throw everything.
Yes.
So, they were completely different.
The scatterbox mind. Yeah, that reminds me of someone. Oh, it's me. And it's funny you say that because obviously we've mentioned that Dad lives in the annex with us. And he's a fantastic because he'll. Do you need any jobs done? Oh yeah. Actually, we've got a curtain pole that needs going up. Would you do that? And he'll spend the day doing that. Come back. Yep, the curtain pole is up. It's fabulous. Yeah. The tools left all over the lounge. His mark is there. So he hasn't changed.
No.
So do you remember? So Lynn. Yeah. Without giving away your age, how many years have you worked within the business?
35 years.
35
years in June.
Yeah, dinosaur.
Yeah.
Good.
As long as that dinosaur,
Dinosaur.
exactly.
Yeah. So for those listening, we have a random dinosaur outside a Bexhill shop. So people locally, it is a renowned dinosaur that sits outside our shop. Yep. Lynn and Julie dress it up with any event that goes on. So Easter, Christmas, it'll be have a Christmas hat on.
Valentine's Day.
He's not in his shirt though, is he?
No, he's not.
And I think we've mentioned, haven't we, why it's there, and Dad brought it up when we done his puddingcast. Anyway, let's move swiftly on. So 35 years. So you joined the business, and I guess that was Hastings, the original shop.
Yeah, in Little Hastings. I used to just work because I had children, so I used to work just Saturdays then.
Yeah.
And obviously when the kids went to school, I started doing part-time. So I worked, I think, 9 till 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my sister Wendy. So, yeah.
And how different was that then to now?
To now, completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all paperwork. Yeah. All the invoices were paperwork, and the old PDQ machines were the slidey ones where you put the things in, and the shops were completely different. I always remember the headboards being... we had loads of headboards all just stuck on the wall. Like, it's awful.
You got a picture of that? Yes.
They were just, horrendous. when you look back now for what it is in the stores, horrendous. How we sold anything at them days, I don't know. But
so what did you think of Dad? Well, I mean, he'd done lots of different businesses, but I mean, when he started, they bought Miles Furnitures and the bed shops. Do you remember that? How that happened?
I remember, I do remember he had Miles's, because, but I didn't obviously take much notice of it then because I wasn't working for the company then, really. So
But you remember the bed shop being opened?
Yeah.
So was you part of the original team in the Hastings shop?
No, not really.
A couple of years, a few years after. Yeah. But was the atmosphere different, or would you say the atmosphere today is very similar? I mean, you didn't have a microphone in front of your face, but
exactly.
Other than that,
no. I prefer today. Really, I have more. How can I say, confidence now?
Yeah.
Whereas back in them days, I wasn't as confident, so I sort of backed down a little bit. Whereas now, I have good rapport with customers, and I like to have a laugh and a joke with the customers. So I prefer it now, I would say. Yeah.
And you manage the Bexhill shop.
Yeah.
And work alongside Julie.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We don't like each other.
You've got a love-hate relationship.
Mainly hate.
So, Julie, tell us a little bit about how did, I guess, so married to John, operations director. Yeah. You joined Sussex Beds how many years ago?
6 years ago next month.
6 years ago next month.
Next month, end of August.
And has your perception of the business changed since working within it?
Yeah, totally.
Is it very different to what you thought before you joined?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you think it was completely different to anything I ever knew or did. So, I taught...
So what did you do before this? Yeah.
I taught gymnastics for years and years and years. So I came out of school, went straight, got offered a job teaching in a gym, did that until I was pregnant with our second child. I then had to go off really early with him because I had problems with my hips throughout pregnancy, and it decided then that I didn't want to go back, so then ended up falling into something else again, and ended up in childcare. So my whole kind of adult life has been working with children. I'd like to say it's changed.
But you work with Lynns.
But I work with Lynns, so nothing's changed. I work with you guys, nothing's changed.
Exactly the same.
So it was always, I kind of knew a little bit about the business, but John was always very protective. He always has been. We've always said this, he doesn't talk about work much outside of work. He never used to want me to worry when things weren't great because I had enough of my own worries. I wasn't a confident person, so I had my own battles going on. But then kind of coming into the business, I think to begin with, he still didn't really say a lot. And, whether that's a protecting me mechanism, I don't know. But I then, started to get to see the world of beds, because I came in with absolutely no clue whatsoever.
And I remember you put forward that you'd like to join as a position come forward, but you were quite apprehensive about selling on the shop floor.
Absolutely didn't want to do it at all.
No.
When I first approached you guys about it, the conversation was had that we would try and find me something away from the shop floor. And then, I always remember our lovely little interview at M&S Cafe.
I was going to say, it's got to be
coffee.
Food related.
Yeah. And Steve telling me that he could give me a job. That wasn't the problem. But that it would have to be on the shop floor to start with, of which I think I cried in the middle of M&S Cafe. Had a complete meltdown. And then kind of was like, I can't do that. That's right.
Now, I think this would be quite a shock to most people, because, I mean, really, you come across very confident, yeah? I mean, as everyone can tell, Julie can talk.
Thanks, Steve.
So that'd be quite a surprise that you thought you didn't have the confidence you thought to liaise with, speak to customers and be on that front line of the business.
Yeah, and I think more than anything, it was like, I don't know anything about beds. How can I sell beds? I know nothing about them, even though John had been in the business for so many years.
But actually you just saying that, and serving is, I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, actually little about knowledge. It's little about product. It's actually about connections,
how you come across to
relationships
as well, isn't it?
with customers, and and I think that's where you've excelled. I mean, for everybody's information, Julie, you're one of the top salespeople generally each month.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've excelled, and I think we could always see that Julie on the shop floor would be superb.
Everybody else saw it, except me.
Except you. Yeah.
It took me a long time to get that confidence, but I think working in like the back office at COVID times and dealing with customers on the phone and things, if you can do that, you can do this. Yeah. You really can.
Yeah.
Really can.
Oh. Do you agree with all that, Lynn?
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's come on brilliant. Yeah. Well, I think that's down to me training her.
Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously. I mean, without Lynn, I'll be nobody. Nobody. She is my idol.
We'll give you your money later.
Yes.
And so working with husband and wife, within the same business, and I've spoke with Paula in a few podcasts ago. What are those challenges?
Difficult to begin with.
Yeah.
Very much so. John found it really hard for me to be working in the business. I need to release. If I've had a stressful day or I'm wound up about something, I can't go home and just not say anything. I have to get it out there to make me feel better. And he couldn't deal with that at all. He doesn't deal with that well at all. As you've seen in previous podcasts, he has made that little rule, which is fantastic, because I just...
So what's his little rule? Let's just recap. What's his rule?
So apparently John's rule is, which I had to agree to, we came about together, was that we could talk work until dinner time. And then once dinner was done, we stop work. So in John's words, he gets home and gets dinner on really quick. I dilly-dally on the way home and stop at a shop and go somewhere else and stay behind a little bit later, because then I don't have to cook dinner.
Revelation. John, I hope you're not listening to this.
And that's perfect.
Yeah.
Works wonderfully.
Yeah. What are the challenges working in a family business on the front line? Because it's quite different from family in the back office, where we're all together. What are some of the challenges of being a family member within the the larger organisation?
What is the challenging?
I think there are challenges.
Yeah.
I think you do worry more about what other people in the business think of you.
I was just going to say something
you
like
know,
that.
other staff in other stores.
We use the word team, not staff.
Team.
Yeah, I get told off for that all the time. So
team. I think you do have to work very hard because people will always believe that you have been given a privilege, almost,
and you get special treatment,
and that you get special treatment,
family, but you don't.
And believe me, you really don't.
No.
If anything, you have to work harder.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah,
to
the
prove.
opposite,
To prove,
Yeah.
you have to prove yourself all the time.
Yeah.
I think, and it is hard because you don't know if you're actually forming true friendships with people.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if I don't know. How do you say it without? You don't know if they trust you.
Yeah.
It can be. Yeah.
It is hard being a family member or friend as well. Friends, family.
Absolutely.
I think you're always being watched.
Yeah.
And looking for any, as you said there, if you get a special favour and the truth is you can't. No, you can't give special favours. If anything, you have to be firmer.
Yeah.
And this is probably one of the conversations we had in Marks and Spencer's over a coffee, which made you cry.
Yeah.
Was how difficult it is in a family business that you're always being watched.
Yeah.
You've got to do twice as much to be recognised, and it is a hard place to be.
You do. You worry that people won't tell you things, or because of who you are.
Yeah.
And or it could work. I suppose the other way, if something needs to get
back to us, back to our head office, back office.
That you're fed information.
Yeah. So it is. Yeah, it's not easy. It isn't easy.
No.
And anyone that says it is completely lying.
Yeah. And there's been some bigger challenges, isn't there? I mean, over years, how where there's been clashes with family, hasn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Some really difficult times.
Yeah. And like you're stuck in the middle.
Yes.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Sort of versus, and you're like, ooh,
I just want to put my head down and do my job. Yeah.
So that's the challenges. What's the advantages? What do you love about? I mean, 35 years. It can't be that bad working in a family business, can it? No. So what's been what makes it so good?
I just love it. I like the customers, the rapport with the customers. I know you get bad customers, but you get more nice customers.
For every bad, you will get half a dozen good.
Yeah. Sometimes people spend like an hour in here and they're just chatting away to us.
That's minimum.
Yeah, exactly. But I just love it. Like that customers feel like that and at ease with us.
Yeah.
I
think we are very lucky that we work together. I think when I first started with you 6 years ago, I don't know that anybody thought that we would get on like we get on.
No.
But
do you think that helps?
Oh,
yeah,
God, yeah.
Absolutely.
You've got to get on with the person that you work with, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a laugh every day. Mostly
every day.
Julie's expense.
Yeah, normally. She's not lying. Yeah, there have been some real belly roll laughs in the last 6 years.
The wardrobe.
That's
the one that sticks in my mind.
Go on then. Tell us the story of the wardrobe.
Oh, what, the wardrobe?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the story of the wardrobe.
Okay, so, bear in mind health and safety and things, children and adults alike, and that you are taught certain ways to do things. And obviously, we absolutely didn't do it that way.
We didn't.
Because that would be far too easy. So we have a very large clearance section here. And at one point, there was clearance wardrobes, all along one wall.
Yeah.
And we were forever deciding that we wanted to move things and whatever. So we'd got the wheels out to try and move this singular wardrobe,
isn't it? Yeah,
and we'd made it fall off of that once, so that was bad enough. So then we decided we were going to just carry this thing. So we discarded everything else. And so Lynn's got the bottom end of it. I've got the top end. So I'm walking backwards. Lynn's walking forwards. That's fine. So I trip over the wheels that are in the way. Fall over backwards, drop the wardrobe on my shin. She drops it the other end because she's laying on the floor laughing at me. So I literally dropped the wardrobe straight in my shin, of which I've still got a dent in my shin. I've rolled backwards, like
done a roll over,
smacked my head on the floor, and then I'm hopping around the shop holding my leg and my head, you know, doing a bit of this dancing, not knowing what to do with myself, and at the same time got my legs crossed because I'm laughing too much and I'm a lady that's had 2 children. Yes. That's probably the funniest one ever. But there have been many more.
Yeah.
Many more.
Cool. I love it. Love it.
Obviously, we don't walk backwards with wardrobes.
No, and you move the wheels. You move. Yeah, see, that's all about. Failure is not failure when you learn something from it, and then you know that you move on and
in future, use
absolutely
Use the wheels properly.
That's how we all learn, and how it should be. And you touched on mentioned Wendy, who was a big figure in our business. So again, Wendy is your sister, Dad's sister, and was started. I think she was one of the original team.
Hastings,
and sadly, we lost her. How many years ago was that?
6 years.
6 years ago. And she managed Bexhill and used to work with her.
Yeah.
That was quite a hard time.
It was a really hard time, yeah. She was not only my sister, she was my best friend. We used to work all day together, and then I'd still ring her, or she'd ring me in the evenings. And my husband used to say to me, "You've been with her all day. What do you find to talk about?" But and miss her like mad, really. Yeah. And I don't think I've fully accepted that she's not here.
No.
You sort of put it in the back of your mind a little bit, don't you, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, she was a big figure in the business, and right from day one.
Oh, God, yeah.
Had some children, but she was always here. And I think you walk into Bexhill, and I still expect to see her here 6 years on.
She is still here.
She is still here. Yeah, she's watching you now.
Well, things happen in the shop, and we're like,
things.
She's here again, and she
does do things.
Yeah.
And what do you guys do outside work? Yeah, what's your de-stresses?
Mine's mostly being with my grandchildren, really.
Yeah.
I only see them sort of once a week because they live in Eastbourne.
How many grandchildren?
I have 3 granddaughters and a grandson.
Lynn, you don't look old enough to have grandchildren.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Steve. Only you mentioned it. But I spend most of my time with them, sort of going out days and doing things, and with my 2 dogs, really, walking and Yeah.
Aww.
Yep.
And you, Julie?
Exercise.
Yep.
That's my de-stress.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays will be my kind of building strength, and Thursdays is my complete and utter de-stress. That is, kickboxing for an hour, which is,
I won't get too close.
And then the rest of the walking, obviously, that's my big. With the dogs, my dogs are my babies.
Yeah.
Now my boys have grown up.
Yeah.
They are my babies.
No.
But obviously a month to go, and then we'll have 2 months to go.
Have what? What will you have in a month?
My grandchild. Daddy Julie.
Julie's going to be a grandmother.
I'm not going to be a grandmother. Stop it.
A granny.
I'm not going to be a granny. That sounds old. I'm not going to be a nanny because I'm not a goat. I'll be a nana.
A nana. Nice.
It'll be a nana.
Oh.
And then John's going to be Grumps.
Because he is a grump.
Yeah, he's going to be Grump.
Was we?
He wants to be Grandad. He's going to be Grumps.
Oh.
Grumps. Grumps John. It's not appropriate at all.
Okay, so I think it's time. Should we do some quick fire questions?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't even know what these questions. Actually, I do. I did have a peek before we come on, but
You didn't let us have a peek.
no,
did you?
no. So you have no idea what questions are coming. Are you ready for
This
this?
is where we go.
Yeah.
Don't know. Can't answer that.
Okay. Here we go. Quick fire question number 1. Are you ready? What are your favourite products on the shop floor?
My goodness.
I would say the VioSleep,
VioSleep. Tell us why you think they're
because I like a nice soft bed.
a nice soft bed. Yeah. And what its benefits and features?
And
Meat.
it has got natural fillings in that as well. And it's a non-turn mattress as
Non-turn.
well.
Very nice. Yeah. Julie?
What else does it use,
Oh,
Lynn?
yeah. What else?
Oh, recycled bottles.
Recycled bottles.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I'm
So we're
testing my manager here.
lovely.
That would be my favourite mattress.
Yeah.
Or the bamboo, actually, the relaxation.
Yeah.
So them two, I would say. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Julie, are you the same, or do you have another favourite?
A personal favourite or a favourite that I like that is going well with customers?
Let's go with personal favourite.
Personal favourite. Well, I sleep on a Sheldon.
Oh, Sheldon is
He's a Harrington.
a natural product.
Yes,
again,
a natural product again.
Yeah.
So high spring count because I am a little flower. I'm very delicate when it comes to my sleep. And I need very soft because it hurts my hips.
There we go.
So I do have a Sheldon because out of that range, I feel like it is the softest,
Gentlest.
sumptuous one. But by choice, I'd probably have a VioSleep.
See?
Two
Yeah.
call outs for the VioSleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd quite like a soft one with the topper.
Nice. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Favourite products.
Yeah.
You heard it from our team's mouths. Moving on. It's question number 2. What is the most common question you receive from customers?
Oh.
Oh.
Do you do delivery and disposal?
Do you do delivery and disposal?
Yeah, I suppose that
Yeah.
is really.
Yeah. 'Cause it's quite a big item, so most people do want a delivery. And how do you get rid of those old ones? Well, if you come to Sussex Beds, we can get rid of them for you. Yeah.
Not quite like that, Steve, but yeah.
I won't be doing the advertising.
No.
Okay. A third question. Here we go. Oh, we've sort of touched on this, but let's. You might have another one. Yeah. What is the What is the funniest moment from working together?
It's got to be that one.
It's still got to be the
It's still
wardrobe.
Still the
Yeah.
wardrobe. Okay. Second funniest.
Oh.
Ooh.
I can't think of anything.
Oh my God.
You put me on the spot now.
That's all right.
So many.
Go on, Em.
but
Go on, Em.
I just
Another
I can't
funny
even...
moment.
Oh, getting the dinosaur stuck in between the door is quite a
the
good one.
dinosaur stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more on that one.
Well, if you don't get it quite right,
Yeah.
it gets wedged.
Right.
So the wheels get stuck in the little bit at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then his head gets stuck. And then he's stuck at an angle. And you can't go forwards and you can't go backwards.
So you just have to stand
And if you're
shout.
on your own,
Yeah, it's
you've got
even
to
worse.
wait
Yeah.
for the next person to arrive to help you,
Which could be the next day.
which could be the next day. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite amusing.
Okay. The stuck dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing you can't live without.
Oh,
Go on, say it.
Julie. She made me say that.
Yeah, she did. I saw the gesture too.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I can't live
Can't
without.
live without.
My puppies.
Yeah, I
Puppies.
was going to say.
My puppies.
Yeah.
I do love my little
Yeah.
puppies.
Yeah.
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 Wouldn't be without them.
Bring you happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
They're there
Puppies.
to meet you at the door,
Yeah.
aren't they, when you come
Yeah.
home from work? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can be very, if I'm not there, they'll go to everybody else. But when I get home,
They're
Yeah.
yours.
they're my
Yeah.
pups.
Oh,
They come and sit with me.
puppies. Okay. All right. And fifth and final question.
Oh, no.
Okay. Ready? Best thing about working with family.
Oh. I think if I'm having a bad day or something's happened at home, I can confide in Julie, I think.
Yeah,
Things like
we
that.
do confide in each other a lot.
She's like my agony aunt, my
Yeah.
therapist.
Yeah, we have
definitely.
therapy every day with a cup of tea at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nothing gets done until therapy's done.
Yeah. And you, Julie, what's the best thing about working with family?
With family. I think I enjoy work every single day.
Yeah.
And I can't honestly say that about any previous job.
No.
But every day, there's not a day goes by that I kind of go, oh, I really, really don't want to go to work today, or because we just laugh. And maybe we do have such a good relationship. As much as we joke, we have a brilliant relationship, and that does make your day go. Yeah,
I mean, if I come in a bad mood, then I don't go home in a bad mood because something makes me laugh, and
we'll always lift each other out of that.
Yeah,
you've always got support there when you need it.
Yeah.
And it does work the other day. It can be challenging as well. We all know that. You've talked about that a lot, but no, I wouldn't have it any other way now. I really wouldn't.
No.
There we go.
No.
Yes, I think we've covered the ups and downs of being family in a family business.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely. Cool. Right. I think we're there, aren't we? Is that? Oh, tip of the week.
Oh,
Tip of the week. Yeah.
tip of the week. What is your tip of the week?
Well, shall I? I'm going to throw it over to you. What? Yeah. Would you say to our listeners and watchers? Yeah. Working together. What do you need? What do you think is the key ingredient to a good, successful working?
You've got
friendship.
Get on with that person, definitely.
And to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you still have to be respectful of each other. You know your boundaries.
Yeah.
You know your.
Yeah, I mean, some of the names Julie's called me in the past.
I mean, I do push those boundaries quite.
I have to remind her that I am a manager sometimes, the way she talks to me.
It's my manager.
But I think it's just good rapport, isn't it?
It
really?
is. Yeah, absolutely. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Honest.
Yeah,
and share.
Definitely open and honest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Cool. Good. Yeah, fabulous. Right, well, that's the end of this week's podcast. You made it, yeah. What was it like?
It wasn't as bad as what I thought.
Yeah, good.
No, once you get going and you start ignoring...
You forget that the
good, because we're back next week with you.
Okay. Yeah. What are we doing next week?
Just kidding.
Follow us round next week.
So that's the end of this week's. In fact, actually, it was the 13th podcast.
Oh,
I know. Yeah,
unlucky.
It's all right. It's not Friday though. So and we don't send it out on a Friday. So there's no problem there.
Good.
So that's the end of this week's podcast. You've changed the words. My outro's changed. Outro. So here we go. And that's the end. The word rap's gone. And that's the end. I've been asked to remind you to hit that follow button so you get notified on any new episodes coming out. Don't forget, leave a rating, good, bad, or indifferent. We love them all. We want to know what you think. We really do want to know what you think.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Yeah. Feedback's good. Actually, you shouldn't call it feedback, should you? No, you should call it feed forward. Feedback is
we had this yesterday.
negative.
Yep, feed forward.
Yeah, feed forward always. So don't forget to do that. Yeah, we want your ratings. Blah 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 blah. Next week, we were discussing this in the van on the way over. And I'm going to have a very special guest with me next week. And it's been requested several times already. There's a voice in the distance in all of these podcasts. And it's Victoria. And yet she hasn't appeared in front of the camera. So next week, I'm going to be joined by Victoria on the sofa with me for our 14th podcast. Yeah. So that would be really cool. Although not a family member, definitely within our family of team. So yeah, we'll be talking to Victoria next. Remember, new episodes drop every Wednesday, so don't forget to tune in. Yeah. I know my kids love the word tune in. They didn't understand what it meant. And if you want more unfiltered business talk, you can find me on Instagram, my little smiley face, YouTube and LinkedIn at an unorthodox CEO. Boom. Yes, got it first time. So I'm going to end off with, if you're listening or watching in your bed in the morning, obviously if you've got a Sussex bed, you're probably still asleep, but if you are listening in the morning, good morning. If you're eating your lunch, have a nice sandwich, and if you're going to bed and listening in your bed in the evening, good night, God bless, see you next week, bye bye.
Oh my God, I'm not watching it.
No, me neither. Me neither. Never.
I don't want to hear
Never.
my voice.
I don't think John's ever watched his.
Has he not?